Yo, 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 welcome to another episode of the Culturally Controversial Podcast, man. This is Bearcat season. It's upon us, and we back for, this might be a fifth season, fourth, no, it's the fifth season, I would say.
Yeah, because we started doing this like in 2020.
Yeah, this is the fifth season, and we're glad to bring y'all some more Bearcat football for the whole season. More preview recaps as we usually do during the season, and we with a little twist to it this year. But yeah, we gonna kick it off. I'm your host, Simply Nicholas 87, and my co-host Ty H.
Good to be with you folks. Glad to be back at it again. It's another year that we're going to do this, and I'm excited about it.
Oh yeah, for all the new people out there that hadn't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're only 5 away, and I mean literally 5 away from our 400 mark. So we appreciate all the 395 that are here that come and support us during the week or whatever. When we go live or whatever we do. We appreciate all that, and y'all keep sharing the videos out, man. We're getting a lot of positive feedback, and I think it's a good thing, man. When you get that positive feedback for something that we started 5 years ago, that and it's now become a local home commodity thing, I would say.
Yeah, it's kind of it's become a mainstream outlet for my local coverage, man, for our local community. So I'm happy about it. And like I said, we only need five more people to get to the 400 mark. Let's get to those five more people tonight. So those who are listening who aren't subscribed, subscribe tonight. Tell your friends, tell your family, mothers, tell your daughters, fathers, tell your sons. Tell as many people as you can. I think we can get those five tonight. In fact, I know we can get those five tonight, and let's make sure that we do it.
You heard it from the man himself. We're gonna kick off right into it, man. Let's start it off. Week one is upon us. Friday, the Anson Bearcats travel down to good old Red Springs to take on the Red Springs. I
And
say
then the
Red
Red
Devils,
Devils, something like that.
Red Devils. Um, I was looking at statistically last year. Pretty solid team, I would say. They had a receiver that coach talked about last year. They averaged, I want to say, 103 yards receiving a game. 12 yards per catch. They're pretty good pass offense, I would say. Um, yeah, I mean that was last year's stats as well, but I'm just basing off last year. Everything is pretty much above national average for both teams. Only thing that we were lacking in national average was pressures to the quarterback, which we hopefully we get corrected this year, and sack yardage, loss of yardage for sacks. So those things make a big difference going into the season.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard to gauge because if you're gonna look at last year, in the regular season we went 5-5, lost in the first round of the playoffs. Last year, the Red Springs went 4-6 on the field, but statistically their record is going to show 3-7. I believe they had a game they had a forfeit earlier in the year, which they won on the field. So as far as on the football field, that was a 4-6 football team. Not sure what they returned. As far as what we returned, we lost quite a bit, but I don't think that we're going to be rebuilding. I think we're going to be reloading. So
Hmm.
this is an early matchup that can set the tone for the trajectory of both teams as far as where they end up in the season. Like we talked about last week, with every game mattering, whether it's a conference game or not. I said you have to go into week one treating this like a conference game because it holds the same type of ramifications that a conference game holds.
Right. So like now it's not the how in the past it was the first 4 games of the season were tune-up games. These are all now critical games that could lead to a week 11, week 10 ramifications when it comes to RPI as far as wins and losses.
And as far
So
as playoff positioning
positioning,
and that kind of playoff qualification as far as that goes.
right? And to add on to that, I think that from the show last week, the boys had bought in. Well, I should say young men. I'm not gonna call them boys because they are young men. Young men had bought in. Um, you see a different attitude, different swagger, different hunger from these young men uh, getting ready to go into the season. You could tell that they got something to prove. Um, like you said, they're not worried about a name. It's mano y mano now, and that's what you want to hear.
And the feedback I've gotten as far as how the team has looked heading into the season, I'm being told this team has the right attitude. I'm being told these guys really want to make their mark. I'm being told that these guys want to change the reputation. And I know that in the past, I know when Coach Jackson was here, one of his mottos was change the culture. I think these guys really are bought into changing the culture. And by changing the culture, that's also means changing the reputation. And by changing the reputation, that means you have to change the perception of what people think of you. And in order to change the perception of what people think of you, it takes action in what you actually do. And I think they're ready to do those things. Just from talking to Coach Allen last week and from the feedback I've gotten from people who've seen him, it seemed like this is a team that wants to line up, run that ball with attitude, block up front, and impose their will on the line of scrimmage. And I think if they have that attitude and are steadfast with it, I think that creates a winning attitude. And I think it creates a confidence and it creates a level of toughness where the opponent realizes, like, hey, we're not going to be able to push this team around this time. In previous years, if we got ahead on them, they would quit. But I think now, I think this group wants to change that narrative. I think they want to show that, hey, we're coming with that attitude. We're not waiting to see what you do. We're bringing it to you, and you're going to have to stop us. I think that's the attitude they're bringing to the table. Like I said, carrying on from last year, the team is much more disciplined than they've been in the past. If the trends from last year carry over, the positive trends from last year carry over, so we have a group that's not penalized nearly as much. And I hate to stop it. I just got a breaking news with Kansas City trading a wide receiver. Did you get that breaking news alert?
What happened?
Kansas City Chiefs are trading somebody. Hold on, I just got a breaking news alert. Kansas City Chiefs are sending Sky Moore to the 49ers. Um, that
Yeah.
was breaking news. Just came up on my phone, so I just so for anybody who's following the NFL, Sky Moore, wide receiver, Kansas City Chiefs, was just traded to the San Francisco 49ers. But anyway,
Wow.
so that's breaking news.
Yeah, breaking news.
Yeah, but anyway, but back to what I was talking about. Back to the back to the Anson Senior High School Bearcats. I think this team understands the importance of getting off to a good start. Lots of times, winning your first game set the tone because lots of times when you lose your season opener, you're already, especially when you're trying to reestablish a winning culture, it can be discouraging when you come out the gate with a loss. The last couple of years, and Coach Allen's first year last year, we lost our first two games, and then of course then we caught our rhythm, but we were still playing from behind by losing those first two games. The year before, in Coach Jackson's final season with us, we lost our first three games before going on a 4 game winning streak. We can't afford to let that happen this year. These guys truly want to change the narrative. These guys truly want to change the reputation. If they truly want to change the culture, we have to get off to a good start. And when I say get off to a good start, keep the simple things simple. The things that the coaching staff has taught them all year, the fundamental things, keep those things simple. Things such as ball security, holding onto the football. We can't have unforced errors. We can't have silly turnovers. And we have to keep our composure when we're faced with adversity. We can't lose our cool and get silly unsportsmanlike penalties or anything like that or implode. Those type of things. If we can keep the simple things simple and do what we're capable of doing, I think we can win this game. And I think we can win this game comfortably. I'll even say that.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, it starts with game. It starts with week one. You need to come out, establish something, uh, a statement win. I would say, because 1-0 is every week,
Yep.
and at this point now it's 1-0. Um, I get it. We gotta
You
play a
can
week at a
win.
time. Yeah, we gotta
Yep.
win. Um, but I say this. I think this group of guys. I think they understand, and I feel like they may have dove into some of this history of the program tradition in the yesteryears, and seeing that. Wait a minute, Anson County. People didn't want to come down here and play at Anson County a long, long time ago.
Yeah, I say even in 12, 13, 14
Ten,
years ago. But go ahead.
Yeah, and well, yeah, in that era too. But when I speak of history, you had those Anson County teams that made those real good playoff runs, especially the 2000 team and the '09 team. If you put those two
Oh, eight
teams
team
in
was
there.
good. Oh, 17 was
Oh,
good.
17,
Oh,
yeah,
06.
yeah,
They were oh 06, oh 07, oh 08, and oh 09. The 4 straight years, at least got to the third round and got to the state regional final in oh 09, just like they did in 2012. So, to your point,
yeah. But I think they want to leave a mark at that at the school. A history, some sort of history, saying like, hey, we the team that we've established the winning culture back. So let's keep it
right? And what
going.
they want to carve their name into the legacy. They want to carve their name into the cornerstone. You want your name embedded in the rock. You want your name on the wall. And speaking of that history, I actually want to get a little specific with it. We could even because sometimes people misconstrue it when we say Anson used to be a powerhouse in the day. They're thinking that we got to go back 30 years. They're like, we don't have to go back that far. Yes, in the 90s, the legendary Fred Davis and the honorable mayor of Waysboro currently uh, had some powerhouse teams. So did the late great coach Ed Emery, who's Coach Davis's mentor and predecessor. Had some great teams as well. But we could even get as recently to the times that we were in school then, and you played on some of those teams. Um,
Yeah, the Coach Grooms
from,
era.
from the era when Coach Jody Grooms he took over in 2003. So from 2004, 2005, 2006. And then in 2007, Coach McMahon came. 2008, and then 2009, under Coach Hyatt. Anson had 6 straight seasons, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those were 6 straight seasons where Anson at least won 8 games. And then for 2006, 7, 8, and 9, those are 4 straight years. Anson at least won 10 games, with double-digit wins. And then in those last 4 years I just mentioned, Anson got to the third round of the playoffs and played on the day after Thanksgiving and 4 straight years, including a fourth round appearance in
South Point.
2009. And if you take the whole 2000s decade, you could say 2000, 2001, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, and 2009. 8 years in that decade, Anson had a winning season.
Mm-hmm.
So that's and then if we even go back to recently, we won a conference championship in 2019. Had an excellent regular season that year too. So my point is, not everything goes back to the 90s. We're talking even well into the 2000s, and in our era, where even after we were grown men and out of high school, Houston had some dynamite football teams. But to these young men here, that was still have been a while back. But like to your point, a lot people didn't want to put Anson Bearcats. I got a buddy that I work with. He played for Olympic in Charlotte. He said
Mm-hmm.
when he played for Olympic, there one time there were preliminary discussions about playing Anson. He said the Olympic Trojans did not want to play Bearcats. Lo and behold, the Olympic Trojans did play Anson Bearcats in 2008 playoffs, and they got blown off the field 55-20. So that lets you know. Providence used to play Anson. For a decade, Anson County Independence played, and prior to the Chris era, Anson and Independence were even with each other. And then, of course,
Mm-hmm.
in Chris League's freshman year, Anson beat Independence 44-0.
Yep.
And then, of course, they went on their run and beat us twice after that, and then discontinued scheduling after our enrollment dropped. Yeah, but a lot of those schools around there, um, we used to own Myers Park, people like that. Those schools didn't want to play Anson Senior High School, and I think these guys they want to bring that tradition back. They want to be the reason why nobody wants to play at Anson Senior High School in football. They want to be the reason for that. But it's one thing to say it. It's one thing to talk about it. It's one thing to get on the keyboard and type about it. It's one thing to hope for it. It's one thing to imagine it.
Mm-hmm.
But the most important thing is to actually do it.
Yeah, you got to go out and do it. I mean, the ball's getting kicked off at 7:30 Friday, and
Yeah,
it's
that's 7:30 or 7.
I think it's 7:30. I gotta look and see. I think
I
it's
thought it was a 7
7:30.
o'clock game, but I'm not. Yeah.
It might be seven. Let me make sure.
I got to hit that
I
road
get
early.
the
I'm going to have to leave my house like at 4:30 from where I'm at.
hold on. I got this. I got the all the schedule pulled up.
And just so you know, if you want to ride the game, man, I'll swing through Waysboro pick you up.
Oh no. Well, if I'm in town, that'll be We'll see. I'll let you know for sure.
All right, for real.
So
All right.
yeah, I'll let you know. Let's see. Huh, I seen everybody but Anson. Wait a minute, I might have passed him. I know they
Go to
most yeah,
Carolina
I'm on
Press.
Max per. Oh yeah, that's why I'm on Max. I got the whole state roster pulled up. It was on here. I think I passed it because I'm on the
Well, I mean,
tablet on
Anson
my
is in the
phone.
East, so it should
Yeah,
be some of the first ones.
yeah, 7 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock.
Okay, I like 7
It's,
o'clock game. I can get back home a little sooner. So
yes, it's yeah 7 o'clock. Red Springs. We are in Red Springs.
yeah, and
Again.
go ahead, buddy. I'm sorry.
No, you good. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Now, I was just wanting to mention last week when we were talking to Coach Allen. Of course, Coach Allen's going to give us the coach speak. He's going to say all the right things, and rightfully so. Of course, a coach is always going to be concerned, even though he may feel good about his team, but he's always going to be aware of the strengths of the other team and what they do and things we got to look out for. But and maybe I'm overanalyzing it. Maybe I'm reading a little too much in it. Maybe I'm seeing only what I want to see. But to me, it felt like an underlying confidence I heard in Coach Allen's tone. And I may be overanalyzing it. If somebody who's watching this think I'm overanalyzing it, call me out on it. But I, what's up, Sam? I feel like he has an underlying confidence. It was in his tone, his demeanor, those young men. It seemed like it's a little bit different. It seems like there's a little bit of that old Anson swagger that I sensed in that field house when they talked to us last week. I could be wrong, but I doubt it.
I
What are
doubt
your
you
thoughts on
wrong.
that? Did you sense that from him?
I sensed it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with feeling that way. You should want to feel that way, but at the same time, I get it. You want to keep it basic because you still gotta go out and play the game, and that's one. But it's
True.
nothing wrong with it's nothing wrong with being confident in your team with your voice. I feel like it's a plus. I think that feeds into the young men and it feeds into the coaching staff and it shows up on the field and we know we got something going on. So you know, I feel
And I'm gonna tell you,
I think what he well my bad. You go ahead. You go ahead.
no. I cut you off before. Go ahead.
Nah, what I was thinking, I was saying, my thing is, I feel like he's one of the ones, let's walk the walk, and then we'll talk.
And that's fair enough. I have nothing to add to that. That's true because like I was saying earlier, you can say anything you want to say.
Hmm.
You can speak anything. Anything can come out of my mouth, but my actions are going to be what tell the story.
Right.
I'm about to say a lot of people don't realize what we say is not what tell our story. Our story is told by what we do.
Exactly.
So we can say anything. I can advertise anything. I can tell you I'm Superman. I can tell you I have wings. I can tell you that I can run a fourth flat. And all those things I just said are lies. And even if I told you that, you wouldn't believe it until you saw it.
There you go.
I think Coach Allen he's taking that Missouri approach. You got to show him.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of fans feel that way too. There's like I said, I have a cautious optimism. But it's just a feeling. I think we're gonna win this game, man. And you know what I'm most excited to see?
What's that?
Who's gonna step up and emerge as a star? First of all, I got confidence that Doc Hyatt is going to take the keys and lead his team. Senior quarterback, came off a solid junior campaign, has a year under his belt. I think Doc Hyatt is the undisputed leader of this group. And I think as the
Hmm.
quarterback, he's going to rally his troops and make sure that everyone's focused. I think he's going to be that coach of the field. So I feel confident there. What I'm excited about is see what other skill position guys are going to be the guys to step up. Like we know Jaden Little's not running through the tunnel. We know Jazir Griffin's not running through the tunnel. Kendrick May's not running through the tunnel. Gabriel Maxwell and Daquan McKeever. I can go on and on. Those guys are not running through the tunnel. But that's where the guys like what's the gentleman named Titus Mungo that was with us last week?
Yeah.
Got Tashawn Harris and the other gentleman's name escaped me. Can you help me?
McNeil.
McNeil. And what's McNeil's first name? I want to say his whole name.
Ah, hold on. I want to get it wrong.
Oh, okay, no problem. But Mr. McNeil, Mr. Harris, and Mr. Mungo, they were with us last week. I feel like I'm excited to see how those young men are going to respond with more responsibility. Like those guys that who were the leaders last year are gone. So I'm happy and excited to see how those young men are going to step into that leadership role. I want to see how those young men react when they face adversity. I want to see when those young men are, if they're ahead and on top, if, as Coach Allen said, that like they've been there before and they actually finish the job. That's what I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see young men step up and relish an opportunity. So
Yeah,
that's what I'm excited to see because right now we don't know who star player is going to be because it's an entirely different team. It's an entirely different team with an entirely different identity, with an entirely different attitude, and with an entirely different mindset. So I'm excited. I don't even know what to expect because I haven't seen them yet. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do, how they're going to go about doing it. And I'm excited to see um, this new Anson team.
yeah, I am too, man. And like I said, you can tell there's a different energy surrounding the team. Like it's they've bought in. Like I said in the beginning of the show, um, I think they want to win, and they don't care who it is they got to beat. They want to win.
And they want to win now.
Yeah,
Not win in
and
the
look,
future, not win later, not get ready for next year. I'm about to say the time is now. I'm sure you've heard Dr. Martin, the quotes from Dr. Martin Luther King, and which were also shared by former President Barack Obama. There has to be a fierce urgency of now.
right.
Now is the time. What's the name of John Cena's theme song?
The
The time
time
is
is
now.
the time is now.
Not week two, not week three, but right now. Because you never know when you're going to get an opportunity. Like I always tell people, those of us who survived through 2020, we all learned a valuable lesson. Never assume that you're going to get another crack at it.
Right.
There are as many hospitals there are in North Carolina, and out of everything that transpired with Anson in 2019, I know we don't like to talk about what happened in 2019, but it happened, and I'm not going to call it by name. But we had a tough situation happen to Anson in 2019. The general thought was going into 2020, we're bringing everybody back, we're going to run it back, and we're going to go on our revenge tour in 2020. Guess what?
Hmm.
The fall season got canceled, got moved to the spring, and then the spring season got canceled in the middle of it because of the situations of society at the time.
Right.
Things like that happened with a lot of people in 2019 who came up short and thought they were going to come back in 2020 and run it back. But the opportunity to run it back was taken from them. What not only in sports, just in life in general, everything that we fell short on, not just Anson, but anybody, whether it's life, whether it's work, whether it's your relationship, whether it's opportunities with your spirituality, whatever it may be. There were opportunities in 2019 where people like me, you, or anybody else may have come up short and we assume that the next year we're gonna get an opportunity to make it right. Well, we could do it next year. And then guess what? Next year was taken from us by some things that were beyond our control. And then a lot of people didn't even live through that next year.
That's true.
That's why you never assume that you can get it done next time. If you got the opportunity, if you have the opportunity to do it now, take care of business now, because none of us know what happens next year. You tear your ACL next year, who knows? Next year you might not be quite as good. The ball may not bounce the way. If you have an opportunity to take care of business now, you have to take care of it now while the opportunity is presented to you, because you never know what the opportunity will look like the next time, if there is a next time. And that's not just for football; that's in life.
Agreed.
It's so when the man upstairs, if he presents an opportunity for you, you if the man upstairs called you to handle some business, to call you for an opportunity, you better be able to answer the bell, because if you don't, who's to say that that same opportunity will be presented to you again? And I think that's a word that everyone should abide by.
Agreed. And but yeah, we're ready for Friday night. Like I said, it kicks off. Bearcats to start the season off at Red Springs on the road. This is a. I feel like this is a good test to get those. Because I'm gonna say like last year, they were a really good road team.
Yes, they were
They
very good
were a
road team.
really
Play better
good.
on the
They're
road than they did at
very
home.
exactly. But now let's see if we can put those things together, home and away. You know.
Yeah, let's replicate what we did on the road, and let's let it translate over to home as well.
Yeah.
We need Bearcat Stadium to be what it used to be. We
Yep.
need Bearcat Stadium to be like it was when cars were parked all the way down to the National Guard Armory.
Standing room or
We
standing room only.
we need cars parked darn near in front of Millview Terrace.
We need them
I was about
all
to say,
down Asa High School Road.
yeah, right. I was about to say we need people walking from the new 7-Eleven,
Yeah.
which take forever to get built. But we need people walking from there. We need that place to be the loudest place on US 74. Like we wanted to be when you're driving into Waysboro on US 74, all you see are lights, cars, and a capacity crowd at Bearcat Stadium. We need to bring the crowd that we used to have when the late great Lightning Gaddy was around, when the late great James Cox was around, when the late great Robert Henry, when Mr. Montgomery, Deidre Montgomery's father with his bullhorn and all that, the late Larry Ratliff. We need those crowds of yesteryear when the whole town of Waysboro shut down just because everybody wanted to come watch the Bearcats. We need that again.
Yeah, we definitely do. We need to be to the point where you ride down the road and you can't see a bench on the bleacher. All you see is people.
But that comes with changing, as Coach Jackson used to say, that comes with changing the culture.
Right.
And I'm about to say because people, you know that old song that everybody
Everybody
loves a winner,
winner.
but when you lose alone. That is one of the real songs ever. It's not right.
Yeah.
It's not fair. But sometimes you have to go through it alone.
Yeah. But like I
I'm
said,
about to say,
it starts Friday.
and I'm ready to see.
It starts Friday.
And I
But
hope some of these young men who are watching, I'm like, you've been preparing. You put in the preparation. You put in the time. I'm about to say, you've done the things that Coach Allen and the staff have asked you to do. Now it's time to do it live when it counts and when it matters. This is not the time to have your own agenda. All the things
mhm.
Coach Allen has shown you, have all the things that Coach Allen has conveyed to you during all season. This is the time for implementation. This is the time to fulfill those tasks. And, I hate to use this analogy, but like when people say the bullet's alive, I probably should use a different analogy given today's society. But this is where the action is live. It's
Right.
no longer an exhibition. It's live. Everything counts. Everything is consequential. Not only does that matter on the field, but like I was reading a Facebook post where there were prayers that were rendered to the team for to be undefeated on the field and undefeated off the field. And I'm gonna tell you what I loved about that message because lots of times when we're dealing with young men, we put so much focus on what's going on the field, where sometimes we lose sight of what's going on off the field. And a lot of people fail to realize, a lot of young men fail to realize the choices you make off the field impacts what happens on the field. So
Mhm.
not only do you need to be an MVP on the field, you also want to be an MVP in the classroom. Because what you're doing in the classroom is going to dictate your eligibility on the field. Furthermore, it's going to dictate your ability to play football in the future beyond high school.
Right.
Another thing, the choices that you make, the company that you keep, the activities that you partake in, all affect what you do on the field. For example, improper sleep, taking things in your body that you shouldn't take in your body, um, making choices, doing things that you're not supposed to do. All of those things can impact what you do on the field, and every choice you make as an individual also impacts your entire team. So when those prayers were rendered for success, to be undefeated on the field and off the field, I hope these young men, I hope you remember, take care of business off the field as well, because every day when you're not on the field, you're preparing and impacting what you're doing on the field. Every step you take, every move you make impact what you do on the field, even when you're off the field. So keep in mind, if if somebody's asking you to do something and it's not conducive to your success, then leave it where it is. If anybody's asking you to do something and it's not conducive to your well-being, then leave it where it is. If anybody's asking you to do something and it's a detriment to what you're trying to accomplish in the classroom, then leave it where it is, no matter how tempting it may be, because that simple temptation can derail an entire season over something that's supposed to be a moment of fun. So think before you make decisions, rationalize before you make decisions, and don't make decisions at the spur of the moment, especially consequential ones, because whatever you do, there's a reaction to every action and there's a consequence to every action. And whatever those things may be will impact what you're able to do on the field.
Gotcha. Um, I'll say this. Um, I keep it short and sweet and simple. In the words of the great Deion Sanders, no means no. Just to sum it up with everything he was saying, no means no. Don't take it. Don't do it. Everything's tempting, but if you know it's not right, don't bother. And to the gameplay, hey, just go out there and have fun, man. You get to play the funnest game in the world for 11 weeks. Well, 10 weeks. I'm sorry. And look, we want to go beyond 11 weeks. Let's put
Let's
it
see.
that
Let's go
way.
beyond.
Let's go beyond 11 weeks. But just go out there and have fun. Don't think too hard. Y'all intelligent young men, so I know y'all capable of making plays. But go out there and have fun. Don't overthink it. Just do your job, do your assignments, and the rest will take care of itself. Simple enough.
And was Coach Bill Belichick's favorite statement from when he was coaching your beloved New England Patriots?
Do your job.
There it
Do
is.
your job. That's all you gotta do. Control what you can control.
Exactly.
That's all you can do. Just don't overthink yourself. Go out there and have fun, man. You get to play the funnest game in the world. The most beloved game in the world, I'll say. You know?
Yeah,
Go out
and
there and just
definitely
have a
was
good
popular.
time. Yeah. So we're gonna get into a new segment that we're starting this year. We're covering a couple of these regional teams, but I want to go through the Max Prep top 25 in the state of North Carolina as far as football this year.
Let's do it.
We'll start from 25 and go up. Coming in at 25, the West Forsyth Titans.
Who West
Uh,
Forsyth open up with?
huh?
Who West Forsyth open up with this week?
This week West Forsyth opens up with I got it pulled up. Give me a second.
And while you're looking it up, West Forsyth has always been known to have a very strong football program. If those are familiar, Anson and West Forsyth have had some clashes in some big playoff games. One of Anson's biggest playoff wins in the history of the program was against the West Forsyth Titans back in the '90s when the great coach Fred Davis, our honorable mayor, was coaching them. He led a playoff win against undefeated West Forsyth. Also, the 2000 playoffs went to Winston-Salem to beat West Forsyth in the first round of the playoffs that year too. So, and another connection, former Anson defense coordinator Coach Chip Petrie used to be the former head coach at West Forsyth. So that's a program that knows success on the football field. They also know success in the basketball court too. I'm sure most people, if they don't know, one of the most notable alumnus is future Hall of Fame NBA point guard Chris Paul,
Chris
who's
Paul.
a
Yep.
Forsyth Titan as well. So West Forsyth is known for having good athletes, so I'm not surprised to see them in the top 25.
Uh, did they even kick off this week?
Oh, they might have a bye, but it's all good. I think I
Okay.
gave a good summary of the West Forsyth Titans.
All right. Number 24, the Crest Chargers.
We know what the Chris Charge is all about. I don't think
And
I don't think you would have a legit top 25 poll without the Chris Chargers being a part of it. The Chris Chargers,
absolutely.
you could argue, are one of the top 10 programs in the history of North Carolina football altogether.
And they open their season 7:30 against the Burns
Burns
Bulldogs.
Bulldogs, that's across. You talking about Burns in Lawndale, right?
Yeah, Lawndale. Yep.
Yeah, that's a cross county rivalry, a Cleveland County rivalry. The Crest Chargers, but like I said, the Crest Chargers known to have a great program. Crest Chargers, they don't rebuild; they just reload. They've had athletes on top of athletes come from that school. People like Brandon Spikes, even with
Mhm.
basketball, people like basketball Hall of Famer David Thompson played for the
Mhm.
Crest Chargers. The Crest Chargers won state championships under Coach Roy Kirby. In recent years, if you want an Anson connection, they were previously coached by Coach Nick Edens, who's an Anson native, who's now coaching at Pinecrest. And
Mhm.
of course, the Crest Chargers and Anson Bearcats have had some playoff battles. Anson's actually had two big playoff wins with Crest, beat them in the 2000 playoffs, and beat them here at Anson in the second round of 2009 playoffs. So anybody who follows North Carolina high school football knows that the Crest Chargers are a powerhouse, and you can't talk top 25 football without mentioning the Crest Chargers.
All right. Coming in at number 23, our neighbors across the river, Richmond County Raiders.
Richmond Senior High School, that rating might be a little bit low. As much as it pains me to say this, the Richmond Senior Raiders are back. The Richmond Senior Raiders are loaded. Do not be surprised if you see the Richmond Senior Raiders playing for a 7A championship this year. They have that. They have speed galore. They're
Mhm.
heavy favorites to win their conference. I expect the Raiders to be playing in December. Again, one of the top 10 football programs in North Carolina history. You typically can't talk about a top 25 without the Richmond Senior High School Raiders being there. Former conference rival Anson Bearcats, they owned us traditionally. But
Yeah.
it used to always be fun when the Bearcats and the Raiders used to link up. But the previous two prior to last year, they were down a little bit. And I'm going to keep it real with you. I didn't really enjoy seeing them down. It's like the North Carolina Tar Heels in basketball. It's not fun when they're down. It's not fun when the Miami Hurricanes are down in football. It's not fun watching baseball when the Yankees are down. There's some programs where I think it's important and imperative for them to be good. It makes their league better. I think when the Richmond Senior Football Raiders are a powerhouse, it makes North Carolina high school football better. So glad to see the Raiders back, and expect to see big things from the Raiders. Do not be shocked if they play for a 7A championship.
And they open their season up against Harvard.
I'm about to say that I think that's a great test for them, and I think they will. I think the Raiders will prevail.
All right, coming in number 22, the undefeated reigning state champions out of 2A of the old Monroe Redhawks.
Monroe Redhawks. I don't know who they lost or any of that, but one thing I do know: Johnny Sowell doesn't rebuild; he reloads.
Hmm.
Rebuild is not in Johnny Sowell's vocabulary. I doubt if Johnny Sowell even has any familiarity with the word rebuild because he reloads all the time. The Monroe Redhawks, dynamite football team, speed galore, speed on top of speed on top of speed. They're going to be. I know there are two games in the schedule that I'm intrigued to see. They play West Charlotte, which is, they were supposed to play last year, but they got rained out, which we'll probably be talking about a little bit later in the same segment. They
Yeah.
play defending 3A champion West Charlotte, and they play another team that we're probably going to be mentioning later, the Weddington Warriors. I
Hmm.
think both games are going to be intriguing games with the state championship contenders. Coach Sal is not afraid to play anybody, and I think he wants to show that Monroe belongs in this conversation. Also, that's an opponent for the Bearcats this year. So by the time we play them, hopefully we'll be playing our best football, and that'd be a great measuring stick to see how far we've come. So I know the Redhawks are going to have a dynamite team, and I'm excited to see how we match up against them when we play them later this year.
And they open their season up 7:30 against Hope County.
For another former conference rival, Anson County, fighting Bucks over 8A schools. Monroe, a 5A school, going up against an 8A school. And I expect Monroe to win that game, and I expect them to win that game comfortably.
All right, number 21, the Reedsville Rams.
Reedsville Rams, powerhouse. I think they lost somebody to a transfer. I know last year they had a guy transfer to Providence Day, but then he transferred back to Reedsville. Anyway, like Monroe, like Crest, like Richmond Senior, Reedsville, they don't rebuild, they reload. I don't know who they
Hmm.
lost. I don't know who they gained, but one thing I do know is Reedsville going to be a good football team. And if you plan on winning the state championship, Reedsville's going to have something to say about it.
Absolutely. And they open their season up against. Oh, where they at? I just seen you guys. It was a pretty quality opponent I seen.
Yeah, I saw who they opened up against too. It's somebody from the 326 area, but it's one of the better teams up that way.
Hold on, let's see. Cause I seen it earlier.
Just the best thing to do is go to CarolinaPreps.com and look through the directory and then just pull the schedule up.
Oh yeah, let me do it. We said was Carolina
I like
Prep.
CarolinaPreps.com. It's easier to get to, and
Okay, let me go to Carolina.
it should be near the bottom. Reedsville's in the R's, so the Reedsville Rams. Oh, they play George Washington. I think
I think this was it. Yeah, yeah.
George Washington out of Danville, Virginia, which
Mm,
is I'm familiar with George Washington. The George Washington is out of Danville, Virginia, is a premier program in Southern Virginia, and they Reedsville is only about 20 miles from Danville. So George Washington's a premier program. They're a big 4A school up in Virginia, 4A out of four classifications, like what we used to call 4A, which would be like
mm.
8A now. Um, Reedsville and George Washington. I think that's a toss-up game, but nevertheless, I think when it's all said and done, come December, you're going to be hearing the name Reedsville as far as playing in a major game.
Absolutely. All right, number 20, Charlotte Catholic.
I don't really have much to say. Charlotte Catholic is Charlotte Catholic. The late great coach Jim Otto coached them for many years. championships on top of championships on top of championships. One of the blue blood programs in North Carolina. They run that wing T for years. That's a basic offense, but nobody ever seemed to be able to stop it when they do it. Keffer Stadium is one of the sacred places in North Carolina high school football. And when it comes to, like I said, late season, when it comes to teams who want to get to the mountaintop, you might get to the mountaintop, but you're going to have to go through Charlotte Capital to get there. And I don't expect anything in this year.
Yeah, I don't expect nothing less from them. They are who they are, and self-explanatory. There's
Yeah,
nothing,
they are who they
not
are. They do what they do, and they're pretty darn good at it.
yeah, absolutely. So, with that being said, eh, okay, they play South Mead.
And they're gonna blow. They're gonna run South Meck out the stadium.
Yeah,
That game will be over at halftime.
probably first quarter, but who's
Yes,
counting? All right, number 19, Charlotte Christian.
Charlotte Christian, one of the private schools. They play in the private school league, but they always have good teams. I believe that's where Daniel Jones, the newly named starting quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts, I believe that's where he
Oh
played
man.
played his high school football. So we know Charlotte Christian's known for having athletes. When it comes to that private school championship, I know back in the day, Country Day used to be the powerhouse, but Charlotte Christian has made their mark. We know Providence Day is great too, and which we'll probably talk about as well. But aside from Providence Day, I feel like Charlotte Christian's the, at least in this region, the second best of the teams that play in the private school league.
All right. All right. Number 18, the Mooresville Blue Devils.
Mooresville Blue Devils, man, there are a lot of expectations. I'm familiar with Mooresville Blue Devils because I've been in Statesville a lot, so in our County quite a bit. There's a lot of buzz coming out of Mooresville. The Mooresville Blue Devils are supposed to really have a good team. They're supposed to win their conference. They open up. They got a big test coming up in week one as they play a
Mm-hmm.
team that I know that we're going to talk about later. The Waiting Forward. Um,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people,
Carolina Kickoff Classic. That's how what, Carolina Kickoff Keep
yeah,
Pounding
at Bank of
Classic.
America Stadium. Yep. A lot of people are thinking that Mooresville Wellington game is a toss up. So people are really having Mooresville in high regard. Mooresville's always been a solid program, but I haven't heard that kind of hype out of Mooresville in a long, long time. So I'm interested to see if Mooresville really is as strong as people say they are. I know they always have good teams. They had a good team last year, a good team the year before, but people are expecting Mooresville to take that jump from good to great. So I still say the jury's out. Like you said, we're taking the Missouri approach. They got to show us. I know
Yeah.
Mooresville's going to have a good team, but based on how they play against Wellington, if they could beat Wellington or go toe to toe with Wellington, they make it prove to a lot of people that they're not good this year, that they're great. So let's see if Mooresville truly can take that leap from good to great.
All right. Number 17, Dudley.
The Dudley Panthers. I mean, that's just like talking about Richmond Senior. That's just like talking about Breesville. That's just like talking about Catholic. I mean, the Dudley Panthers are the Dudley Panthers. The Dudley Panthers do what the Dudley Panthers do, and the Dudley Panthers are pretty darn good at doing what the Dudley Panthers do.
Yeah.
And what they do very well, and what they do the most is win. And I don't expect anything different this year.
and win a lot at the if they fell short last year in 3A, but they I think they'll be all right. They ain't
The
hurt.
Dudley Panthers are just like Arnold Schwarzenegger. They'll be back.
They'll be back. That's a good way to put it. They'll be right back. Uh, do they open their season up? Who they open their season up with? Let me go down to the D's. Wrong. Anyway, we'll find it later. Let's go on
Yeah.
to the next one. Number 16, Hargett.
Down there in Wilmington. Always a tough out down there in Wilmington. I know the Raiders and the Scots play them quite a bit, and when it comes to those Eastern teams out there by the coast, you always hear about John T. Hodder. They're always, if they're not winning it all, and I'm not saying they're favored to win it all, but they're always making a deep
Yeah,
run. They're a team that often plays after Thanksgiving, and I feel like this. It's not like teams are just running to play them. I'm about to say they're going to always be tough. They're a gritty type program, and win, lose, or draw, you know you're in for a battle anytime you face them.
yeah. Yeah, Hargett, you like you said that name will be mentioned late in the season, so don't be surprised if you hear
Like
them
I say,
somewhere around Thanksgiving.
you might beat them, but you're gonna come out of it with some battle scars.
Okay, we got the delivery schedule. They open the season 7 o'clock against Cardinal Gibbons.
Ooh, that's. I'm sure Cardinal Gibbons might be on this list later on, so we might talk about that.
Yeah, we'll be talking about it as we know Hargett playing Richmond. That's a 23 versus 16 matchup in the state. I
That's
like
going to
this
be a battle.
early
I think
matchup.
Richmond's going to win the game against Harger, but I think Harger's going to give him a battle.
Yeah, I think so too.
And
That's
that
one of those toss up.
Cardinal Gibbons versus Dudley, that's a premier matchup too. That's a toss up. Go on to the next one. I'm sorry.
Oh, you good? You good? Let's go to number 15. We got New Bern.
The New Bern Bears, they've won state championships. Um, Perennial powerhouse when it comes to, especially when it comes to Eastern North Carolina. Um, the New Bern Bears are always in the hunt. Um,
Uh-huh.
they were the team that snapped Independence State championship streak years ago when they
Yep.
beat them in the 2007 championship game. So I mean, I think anybody who follows North Carolina high school football knows that the New Bern Bears always have a say so in who wears the crown.
And they open their season up at 7 o'clock against New Hanover.
Out of Wilmington, I expect that to
Mm-hmm.
be. I expect New Hanover to compete, but ultimately, I think New Bern's going to be a little bit too much.
I agree. All right, number 14, Cleveland County.
And that's not Cleveland, and that's just Cleveland High School, isn't it?
I mean Cleveland, yeah, Cleveland High School. I'm sorry,
That's
Cleveland.
like that high school is like in Eastern North Carolina, right?
I thought they might be in the East. I'm not
And the
sure.
name of the school is Cleveland, right?
Yeah, Cleveland.
Look them up real quick because I want to be informed because I'm thinking
Okay,
that's
let me hold on. I'm going right to
this
him.
would be a great time for Anthony Harris to be on here if you're here.
Yeah, cause he know these Eastern region teams. I did give him the link. I know he said he'd probably be kind of busy, but he said if he got time he'll
Yeah,
pop in.
but and shout out to Coach Anthony Harris, man. And Coach Anthony Harris, man, you know we're gonna get you up here sometime soon, man. I'm about to say the people always love to hear from you, man. So
Oh yeah.
before the season's over, there's gonna be a time where you're gonna be sitting here on the panel with us.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, where y'all at? Doggone it. Oh,
And shout out to while he's looking, shout out to the regular watchers like our good friend Sam Williams, our good friend his uncle Pastor Jeff Crump. I know Pastor Crump, you're probably in Bible study right now, but when you get out of Bible study, I know you're going to watch us or whatever. So I appreciate the love you always give to the people who watched last week and the newly subscribed people, whatever. Appreciate you showing the love. Those who watch it on a regular basis, like I said, there's no us without you. So we appreciate what you do because you're the ones who keep us relevant and keep this watched, to keep this viewed, and keep this circulating in the algorithm. So we appreciate the viewers who are watching us right now and those who are going to watch the playback later.
all right, Cleveland Rams. They are from Clayton.
Okay, I know where Clayton's near Raleigh. That's in Johnston County.
Y-
I'm familiar. I'm more familiar with like Clayton High School and Smithfield Selma High School and all that. So evidently Cleveland is a rival of those schools. What I'll say is Johnston County is rich with talent. So if that school's in Johnston County and is a rival of those schools, and then I can imagine that they're going to be a tough out for any opponent they play just from their location alone. They're in a hotbed of talent, suburban Raleigh. Um, that's an area that's growing exponentially and there's talent galore out that way. So I can see why they're ranked where they are ranked.
All right, and they open their season up against Pinecrest.
Coach Nick Edens is going to have Pinecrest ready. Coach Nick Edens,
Yeah.
an Anson County native. Pinecrest may not be favored, but they'll be ready. And you know why? Because they're Coach Nick Edens' football team. They're coached by Coach Nick Edens. And now, one thing anybody knows about Coach Edens is his guys going to be ready. Win, lose, draw, they're going to be ready. They're going to be ready to compete.
All right. Uh, yeah, okay, number 13, Butler Bulldogs.
Butler Bulldog right down the road in Matthews, North Carolina. And for many years, they were coached by Coach Mike Newsom, former Anson County teacher and assistant. I'm not sure who's coaching Butler now because the coach resigned, I think, they had last year. But I think with Butler, it doesn't really matter who's behind the helm. Butler's going to always be competitive. Butler's always going to make a deep playoff run. And here in Charlotte, they're one of the perennial powerhouses. Them, Independence, the usual suspects, Mountain Creek, and all those boys. When they all link up, it's a battle. So I, it looked like Butler must have reloaded this year, and I think the Butler Bulldogs are going to be ready to make some noise. They're going to be ready to bark. Not only they're going to bark, they're going to bite a little bit.
Absolutely. What's to be said about Butler? Butler's one of those teams that have won multiple state championships. So,
You are correct.
I mean, when it comes to them, that's like you said, they're one of those names that you're gonna hear after the season's over with and probably beyond. So, yeah, this isn't shocking that they're
Like,
ranked
like,
this.
they got the bite to go along with the bark. Just trust and believe
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, they're ready. You can believe that they're not short-handed by a little bit.
at all.
And I'm looking for their schedule, but we'll move on. If I find it, I'll look it up. We'll go on to number 12. Millbrook.
Millbrook, that's near Raleigh, or in Raleigh. Millbrook,
Hmm.
good football program, good, consistently solid. Always have winning seasons, always winning 8 or 9 games a year, always have a solid turnout year in and year out. I think this year is one of the years where Millbrook is look where people are looking for Millbrook to take a next step, similar to Mooresville, always solid, always good. But I think they're in a period now where people are expecting them to take a step from goodness to greatness. And so, coming out the Triangle area, the Research Triangle area, that's they're kind of like the Mooresville of their area. That program that, like, hey, you've been good, but now it's time to take that leap. And we're going to see if they take that leap.
And they open up the season against Gardner.
You talking Garner?
Gardner.
Yeah, Garner's always good. And yeah, I'm sure you watched that old clip of Anson versus Garner back in the day when the late great
Yeah.
Carlos Smith led Anson to victory. But Garner is always been a powerhouse. So that's a good early test for Milford to see if Milford has taken that step from goodness to greatness.
Yeah. I still ain't found that Butler, but we're going to the
It's all right.
next
It's
one.
all right.
Yeah. Let's go to number 11. Our good friend Anthony Harris, the 71st Falcons.
All right, well, this here hits a little home. First of all, their special teams coordinator and wide receivers coach is a native of Anson High School. Not only is he a native of Anson High School, but he's an unofficial slash de facto member of the Culture of Controversial podcast. In fact, I'll say he is a member. He's an active participant, and he's frequently on the show. He's family to the show. So before I even say anything about Centerverse, yes, I am biased. Yes, they're my second favorite team to Anson County, and so and yes, I think the Centerverse Falcons are good. The Centerverse Falcons have played in the 3A championship game back-to-back years. One year they came up short to the Hickory Red Tornadoes in a barn burner. The next year in a defensive slugfest, they came up a little short against the West Charlotte Lions. This year, they're a 6A school out of the 8 classifications. I think a lot of people expect the 71st Falcons to bring it home this time, and I am predicting that the 71st Falcons will win the 6A championship this year.
I'm with you. Hey, when it comes to 71st, that's another one of those teams that you hear. They don't lose a lot. And when I say they don't lose a lot, you can count on one hand how many times they've lost in the last 5 years
Or more. And
or
and I
more.
got a feeling, I just got a funny feeling that in 2025 they won't lose it all.
I agree with you. I agree 100% with you. And they open up their season at 7 o'clock against their rival Terry Sanford,
And I think they're gonna beat them mercilessly.
as they should. All right, number 10. We're in the top 10 now. Number 10, East Forsyth.
These four sides always have a good football program. They're one of the premier programs out of the Piedmont Triad. Uh, Evidently, they must bring a lot back. Expectations must be you rank in the top 10. They must have high expectations. When someone ranks in the top 10, you have championship expectations, championship aspirations. So I'm excited to see if they live up to the hype.
Yeah, East Forsyth. they they make a good runs.
They make good runs every year, so I expect nothing different this year.
Yeah, I don't expect anything different. Other than you know, it has to be something very drastic for them to just have a bad season.
I agree.
Yeah, but yeah, they who do they open up against? Uh, okay, East Forsyth opens up against Glenn, 7 o'clock.
Yeah, Glennis and Kernersville, they're good too. At least they usually do.
All right, number 9. We've known this team for a good long time. The Big I, Independence.
Independence, Independence,
Inde-
man. Independence is they're not quite what they were during that dynasty, but they're well on their way. Coach DJ McFadden has brought the pride back. He was the quarterback on their last two
they,
championship teams, their last
yeah.
two championship teams. He also played football at East Carolina. Coach Darrell DJ McFadden has done a yeoman's job. They got to the I think the regional championship last year, and Independence is knocking on the door. They're almost there. And is
Mhm.
can they are they 8A or 7A? I can't remember, but
I think they're 7A. They might be in that. I think they might be in that. I know they're in the
the
split
split
conferences.
conference. So there's, I mean, they got a great chance to win a 7A championship. Yeah, there's like I said, that Whittington team that got to be in that top 8 or whatever. Is going to have something to say about it. I mean, our Richmond Senior High School, which we talked about earlier, is going to have something to say about it. But when we talk about contenders, the Independence Patriots are back to being a powerhouse program. And shout out to Coach DJ McFadden. And there's some Bearcat ties there too. They have a wide receiver last name Lyles, who's the son of Chris Lyles, who's the Anson
Mhm.
County native. So I wish that young man much success on the field. And I would love to see the Bearcat, the son of a Bearcat native, bring a trophy home. So the Independence Patriots are starting to look like the Independence Patriots that we grew up on.
Yeah. Nothing really to say. They're back. And, they
And
had
they're
a
not
couple
going
rough
anywhere
years.
anytime soon.
Soon, no, they're not. And they've built that winning culture back up there, and it's showing.
Yep.
They're a force to be reckoned with, and they open the season up against a really good test, Cross State, Gaffney,
Whew. Gaffney, Gaffney is a
a
dynasty
five
program.
A 5A powerhouse in South Carolina. If y'all don't know,
The Gaffney Indians, which I'm surprised they still carry that name, but they do. But the Gaffney Indians are a powerhouse. So Independence got their hands full on that one. But even if they don't win that game, no one's going to hold that against them.
nah, I wouldn't. And if they win that game, woo, be on the
If they beat
lookout.
Gaffney, then that's going to put everybody in 7A
On
on
notice,
notice
absolutely, because Gaffney is not a pushover. That's a team that competes for state championships in South Carolina every year in
every
5A.
year, every
Every
year,
year. Not
every
not every year.
every year. Not some of the time, not most of the
Every
time, but
every
all
year. You won't see a 5A state championship without Gaffney. I put it that way in South
absolutely.
Carolina. All right. Number 8, Cardinal Givens.
We talked about Cardinal Gibbons earlier because they're playing another team that's in the and that's ranked.
Mm-hmm.
Cardinal
They're
Gibbons. Cardinal Gibbons, like Charlotte Catholic, they're a private school, but they play in the public school NCHSAA. I believe they won the state championship not that long ago, or at least got to a state championship game. Cardinal Gibbons is good. I mean, they're good. Not only Cardinal Gibbons is great. I don't know if they're 7A or 8A. I can't. I don't know which one they fall in, but
I think they fall in that 8A classification.
okay. Well, up there, they're located in Raleigh. Cardinal Gibbons is like Raleigh's version of Charlotte Catholic. And
Yeah.
so you know, how about
Like I
this?
said,
Cardinal Gibbons, you can count on one hand the games that they've lost in the last 6 or 7 years too, and I
mm-hmm.
don't. I'm about to say, and I'm when it comes to that, I think I got plenty fingers left to count how much I anticipate them losing in the near future.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be losing no time soon. They are who they are. Uh, like you said, they win. That's all they do is
Yeah, like I said,
traditionally.
they are who they are. They do what they do, and they're pretty darn good at it.
Absolutely. You're not going to tell me any otherwise. Uh, they play deadly.
Yeah, we talked about that. Lord, That's
Yeah.
that's a heavyweight. That's like prime Muhammad Ali versus prime Mike Tyson.
Yep, eight versus 17. I like these matchups early. Number seven, Providence Day.
Providence Day is dynamite. I mean, I'm talking about James Evans Jr. level. And
Dynamite.
that dynamite. What more can I say?
I mean, what can we say?
I
They
mean,
are.
like I say, the proof is in the pudding. What they do speaks for itself. Like I said, they write their own story on the field. I don't even have to read it because it's loud and everyone can see it.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So again, let's see. They okay. Butler plays on Saturday. I'm sorry. I
It's
finally
all.
found it.
We're human. We're men, and we make mistakes. That happens.
They play 8 o'clock Saturday against Olympic.
They're gonna beat the Olympic like they're gonna beat Olympic like they caught Olympic in the bed with their wife.
Oh well, there it is. And I didn't see Providence Day, but we'll find them eventually. They're somewhere on here.
This whoever's Providence they play, they're gonna blow them out. So
Yeah, it's just because they're
Providence they
nationally
don't have
ranked.
close games, so you know.
Yeah, I said they really don't.
Hey, you ain't even got to. I ain't even. Whoever they play, they're gonna beat them 40-0.
True. All right, number six, Mallet Creek.
Usual suspects, man. It's like you know you're gonna see them.
Yep.
You know when it's all said and done. You know it's like when you watch the Royal Rumble and you get down like to the last 4 or 5 people in the Royal Rumble, and like you see John Cena, you see Randy Orton, all that. Those are usual suspects,
Yeah, they always at the championship contention.
right? They're the usual
There he
suspects.
is. What's going on,
Anthony
Ant?
Harris, coach, you made it.
Hey, we just running down some of these the top
Looks
25
like
teams.
you made it.
And they got a tall task to fill as they open their season at 7 o'clock against Roseville.
We know Roseville have won championships or whatever out there in near Raleigh. So hey man, what did the scripture that Coach Allen was talking about in Proverbs is that iron sharpens iron.
Yep,
There it is.
that's all that needs to be said. Uh, number five, we all know him as Dub C.
West Charlotte, man, it's wonderful to see West Charlotte back being a powerhouse, defending and Anthony not trying to run the room, but defending 3A state champion West Charlotte, who a lot of people expect to contend for the 8A championship. They're like JJ Evans too. They're dynamite. Like I say, for our local people, they play as I mentioned earlier. They play Monroe. That's going to be a track meet when they play Monroe in week 3 or whenever they play them. Um,
Yeah,
but, West, that's the old West Charlotte. I remember back in the days when West Charlotte and Richmond County used to be rivals. This is the old West Charlotte. This is your daddy's West Charlotte. These are the West Charlotte Lions. I remember the late great Reverend gosh, I can't think of his name. He's a preacher, Amy Zion pastor. He passed away a few years. Reverend Irvin. I wish my mom was
yeah,
watching it. She could tell me his first name. Reverend Irvin was a diehard West Charlotte fan and West Charlotte alum. I wish that he was alive to see West Charlotte back like this. But nevertheless, I know he's watching from the great city above and looking down on his West Charlotte Lions. But a lot of people are thinking West Charlotte's going to win the 80 championship. And I put it like this: until somebody knocks them off, then I think those are legit claims that people have for West Charlotte this year.
all right, and they got a tall task to fill as they go up against the Whirlies of
Grimsley,
Grimsley.
Grimsley, whoo, Grimsley got to be on this list too.
And
I
this is
believe,
on the I think this is part of the Keep Pounding Classic
yeah,
game.
I believe this. Somebody got to win and somebody got to lose.
Yeah,
And all I'm gonna
absolutely.
do, and all I'm gonna do is flip a coin.
That's it. Let's go to number four. We got Huff.
The Huskies out of Cornelius.
Hmm.
Huff, Huff is gonna huff and puff and blow some houses down.
As they usually do.
They got a
I,
powerhouse up in Cornelius, man. They're gonna huff, puff, and blow some houses down. I believe this. Everybody in the Lake Norman area know that Huff eats first. And when I say Lake
I
Norman area, I'm talking about North Mick. I'm talking about Mooresville. I'm talking about Lake Norman High School. I'm talking about or Hopewell. Anybody in the Lake Norman region, Lake Norman Charter, whoever. Everybody in the Lake Norman region knows that William Amos Huff eats first,
and they're gonna eat first.
and they're going to eat
As
well, and they're going to be fed till they want no more.
and they open their season. Well, y'all let Hoof just seen you, cause we down to the last few right here.
Yeah, but
Uh, where's Hoof? I seen y'all. Go to the H's.
there you go.
Yeah, going to the H's. Gotta find the H's. Pause.
Find the Hunter, find the Hearst, and find the Hilton.
Triple H.
The rest of the fans will
Shout out
get
to
it.
Triple H. uh,
Huff will make you bow down to the king.
oh, they got a tall task as well.
Who
They
they playing?
open they're hoping they season up at 4 p.m. at the Keep Pounding classes against South Point from Rock Hill.
Right here, South Point. Yeah.
Hmm.
One thing I say is South Point, are they still as good as they were before? And shout out to
I don't.
is Devontae Holloman still coaching them?
I'm not sure.
You
I'm
know
really
who
not
I'm
sure.
talking about. He used to play quarterback at Independence, and then he left
Yeah,
Independence for South Point. Then he played for University of South Carolina. Then he played for the Dallas Cowboys, and he broke his neck.
yeah. I'm not sure. I have to look that up. But yeah,
But
they got a tall task kicking
South
off
Point,
at 4 p.m.
You said hope the South Point playing each other. South
Yeah, they
Point,
play tomorrow. Yeah, South
yeah,
Point with the E.
yeah. I'll tell you something. This is talking about playing the game at 4 o'clock p.m. when that sun is beaming right in front of him. For and prayer for Satan, that all these young men on every team stay safe and stuff too. In these hot temperatures in these early season games as well, and hope that everyone can avoid catastrophic injury or anything that's life altering as well in these conditions. But yeah, but like I say, somebody got to win, somebody got to lose. The only thing I can do is flip a coin.
That's true. All right, we're in the top three. Before I get into the top three, do you got any predictions of who you think is in the top three in any specific order?
Yeah, come. I remember we ain't called yet. We ain't called Grimsley. We ain't called Weddington. And there's another team I know that's gonna that we haven't called. I think I know Grimsley and Weddington got to be in there. I'm trying to think of who else that I could have left out. Oh, the Shelby Golden Lions down this year because Shelby wasn't in there, but I don't think they have him at number one. Uh, okay, but anyway, I know Weddington and Grimsley got to be two of the three. I can't think of the third one.
All right, well, I'll put it this way: you got two of them right. The third one, we'll just start with number three, the one that you didn't get, Roseville.
I just forgot him. Wasn't thinking about just wasn't thinking about him. We talked about what could they play somebody that's in the top 10 or the top 15 or something. I just forgot about him. Like
Yeah,
Roseville out of Wake Forest is we know they're a powerhouse. We know they
yeah,
win championships. We know the expectations are high, and we know, like I said about many of the other great teams, they are who they are. They do what they do,
they do,
and they're pretty darn good at it.
and they play number six Mallet Creek.
And like I said, somebody got to win.
Somebody
Somebody
got to
got to
lose.
lose. And the only thing I can do is what?
Flip a coin.
Flip a coin.
Flip a coin. All right, now number two, the Weddington Warriors.
I always hated them because Anson and Weddington used to be in the same conference. But I'm not gonna get into my personal feelings. Weddington's powerhouse, Thomas Davis Jr., the son of Panthers legend Thomas Davis, is a star player for them. They got a lot of
Yeah,
weapons. They got weapons galore at Weddington. There's a lot of money in that program. Even though I can't stand the program, I will acknowledge the truth that just like Grimsley, they are who they are. They do what they do,
mm-hmm.
and they're pretty darn good
They
at
are
it.
good. And like I said, they kicked the season off against Mooresville.
That, to me, this is Mooresville got more to prove. If
Yeah,
if Mooresville is who everyone says they are, we're gonna find out Friday because I got a feeling the Wellington Warriors are gonna run them off the field. But maybe just maybe the Mooresville Blue Devils are who people think they
they may be.
are. But I
And
think the
our
Wellington Warriors gonna win the game.
number one team, the Grimsley Whirlies.
Yeah, like I said, Grimm's got a big matchup against one of those top five, top 16 that you just mentioned against
West
West Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's gonna be one of those games that'll come down to who doesn't turn the ball over.
yeah. I think Grimsley wins a nail biter.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna say West Charlotte.
Got a house divided.
I'm going West Charlotte, man. And the reason I go West Charlotte because they've, like you said, they're not rebuilding. They've reloaded.
Reloading, yeah,
They're
yeah.
reloading. They have a real good quarterback he's a dual threat in my opinion. Um, the defense is really good. That defense is not a slack off defense. They went through the
We know
playoffs
that
and
we know they
yeah,
got a defense on them, and I'm like I said, and I don't mean this disrespect. I say this just out of respect, Coach Harris. You know firsthand what they're about. So
yeah. They are who they're advertised to be. And shout out to Rex Coble. His son actually a former Bearcat. His son plays for West
is that
Charlotte.
the same guy? Is that the same guy who owns that Coble's Landing and stuff?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, okay, out there near Burnsville.
Yeah.
That's somebody that I know that was asking me about that was mentioned asking me about Coble, but no, but shout out to him, man. Always love to see Anson natives and people connected to Anson natives doing great things. So definitely shout out to Mr. Coble, and I hope the young man Coble has an outstanding season.
Yeah. But I'm gonna go out on a limb and say West Charlotte. I just think West Charlotte they they proved a lot last year that you know people then they wrote them pretty much off last
Yeah,
year. I would say.
yeah. We're gonna
And
find
that,
out.
yeah, we're gonna find out. And at the end of the day, they're still reigning state champions.
That is
To
true.
to
Undone. It's just like the speed limit of 35, unless otherwise posted. They're state champions until someone otherwise says so. It does something about it.
yeah, and yeah, that's pretty much it, man. That's the top 25, and there's some pretty interesting matchups. I just want to go through one or two right quick. West Stanley versus South Stanley, week 1. We got
South
it.
Stanley's going to win that. Shout out, and that game we got rooting interest in that. Coach Schenkel and Coach Jackson, a former
Hmm.
Bearcat. I think Coach Schenkel and the South Stanley River Bulls are going to win that.
Yeah, I agree. I think South Stanley is their team on the rise. Better be looking out for them. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, we got to play them.
Um,
Yeah, we'll see.
yeah, we will. We already said Dudley Cardinal Gibbons. We got East Meck Hopewell. We got Piedmont Parkwood.
Okay,
Um,
those are games we don't care about.
yeah, we don't care about those. I'm trying to find one. Oh, Forest Hills and Salisbury. That's probably gonna be a pretty interesting one.
Salisbury going to win that, and EFF Forest Hills.
Statesville, East Surrey. Um,
Statesville's good this year, but East Surrey, that's that. We'll see.
West Craven Havelock.
Whoever Havelock
Uh,
played against the hell out of them, so
Central Cabarrus, Montgomery Central.
don't care.
Um, Tarboro, Rocky Mount.
Cartero's good, so I expect Tarboro to win.
Charlotte, Charlotte Christian Page.
Greensboro,
Um,
ooh, that might be a good one.
yeah. Leesville Road, Jordan.
That's a
Um,
Raleigh Durham area game.
AC Reynolds and Brevard.
That's AC. Oh, that's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
That's gonna be them
Yeah.
big mountain boys going right. That's gonna be some physical smash mouth, getting
Mouth
it in the butt of
football.
the football hole.
And I'm gonna do like two more, and that'd be it. Dillon in Scotland County. That's another cross state joint.
I'm going with Dylan on that.
Yeah, I'm probably go Dillon. Dillon is who Dillon is. They'll never be no different. That's another one of those teams that they'll be in the state championship game, win or
Down in
lose.
South Carolina, yeah, sure will.
Yeah. And Cleveland County, the Battle of Cleveland County, Shelby and Kings Mountain.
Kings. I mean, oh, I don't know.
I'm gonna go Kings Mountain.
Sure,
They
why
they
not?
be they be on that group talking junk, and I live it. I was like,
All
they
right, let's go with
this
Kings Mountain Mountaineers on that one. All right.
Yeah, we go Kings Mountain, and we did say Crescent Burns, Reedsville, North
Chris
Guilford.
won that.
Yeah, yeah, and we already know Hope County, Monroe.
Monroe
That's
gonna be
pretty
down
much
on Hope
it.
County. Huh?
That's pretty much it. As far as like games
And
interested in the region.
man,
Um,
this is action packed week one, man. This is my favorite time of year, and I'm
yes,
excited.
we have 217 games tomorrow. So I mean on Friday. So
Friday, yeah,
yeah, yes, we got a lot of football, and man, I enjoy doing this little part at the end. I think it's pretty neat.
yeah,
The,
it
the,
is.
we going to see some of these early matchups with heavy playoff implications somewhere down the line. That
Sure enough,
yeah, and they're not playing pushover teams. I would say that. I like how it's scheduled out. I think everybody's gonna have pretty good games. There might be some games that might get out of hand early, but again, it's week one. You know, it
I
is what it
agree with
is.
everything you just said.
Yeah, but with that being said, we at the hour 15-minute mark. It's been a great show. Tried this something new. Think we're gonna stick with this.
I love it.
Hopefully, Coach Harris. I know he's late to the party, but he already know I give him the key to come in the building anytime he need to when we start doing these things.
Yeah, the
Definitely
kids
gonna
right under
start.
the mat.
Yeah. So yeah, man, I'm gonna give you the flow, and you know how we do.
Hey man, this is my favorite time of year, as I just mentioned. I'm excited, honestly, but like most importantly, as something I alluded to, no matter what happens in these games, no matter who win these games, these are kids, and I hope and pray for the safety of these young men who are out there playing. I know the early part of the season, those temperatures can get pretty rough. I just hope and pray that the young men come out healthy. That's for all teams. Young men come out unscathed from the heat and all that stuff, and that nobody suffers any kind of life altering injury during the season. I want the well being for all these young men, and I wish nothing but greatness for these young men in their future. And I hope they understand that they get an opportunity to play the game they love, and if they do what's right off the field, they can use the same game that they love to be a catalyst to help them in life and even help them into their education. So I love seeing these young men put the time and dedication to go out there in the field and do what they do, and I'm excited to see it again this year.
All right, hey man. With that being said, again, Anson kicks their season off Friday, 7 p.m. at Red Springs High School. So if you get in the building, y'all go down there and support the Bearcats. And if not, you can. I'm pretty sure you can watch it on the network if you're not able to attend.
Yep, yep.
Uh, so definitely support the Bearcats, man. Keep chopping, keep
Keep
chopping.
it up.
As somebody said in the comment right there, keep chopping, keep chopping. Oh, did it come
Oh,
up?
that's my lady friend that just hit that keep chopping on that.
Yeah, keep chopping. Let's go Bearcats.
They win every time
Thank
she
you.
comes to a game, but I can't get her to come to this one. But she's a good luck charm.
All right. Hey, we need you there for all 10 of 'em. We need everything, you know.
You need to bring your wife too. Maybe she can help us win
Yeah, well, if it's cold, I'm gonna tell you now, she ain't coming out to me watch no football.
I'm just
I, I,
messing.
I, I, I can
I'm
put it to
just
you that
messing.
way. But I mean, she may though. But we'll
Listen,
never
I'm
know.
just joking.
Yeah. But yeah. With that being said, man, appreciate everybody for coming through. Miss Rose, Ant, Sam, everybody else has been in there. Hit that like button, share this video out. Again, we're covering our team, but we're also trying to show love to the regional teams as well, top 25, and
Absolutely,
we talking high school football. This is
we
this is the
doing it.
time of year we
Doing it.
doing it, man. We the new Delano and I can't think of the other guy's name.
Yeah, but I got
Um,
what you're saying.
yeah, but anyway, we up out of here, man. Appreciate y'all. We'll tap back in next week, talk about some more season week 2
Let's
and some
do
more games. All right, we up out of here.
it.
Peace.